So when people say democratic socialist, right? And I'm curious what you think this means. I mean, do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism.
Finally, thank you, Zoran. Loud and fucking proud. No, it's not good enough. You shouldn't be scared to say that, and I'm glad that Zoran is not. In case you don't know what we're talking about the recent winner of the mayoral primary in New York, loud and proud Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani, who obliterated his main opponent, Andrew Cuomo, in spectacular fashion and has since spooked the ever-living shit out of any oligarch, Wall Street financier, hedge fund guy within a 50-mile radius of New York City. At the moment, they, the money, seem to be consolidating behind the disgraced current mayors, Eric Adams' independent run, disgraced because he allegedly accepted the Sultan's money to get the fire brigade to turn a blind eye to fire safety regulations in Turkey's new embassy building in New York City. I shit you not, those are the allegations. What's New York City if not multinational, Matt? And now Eric with some of the worst favorabilities ever, but buoyed by an unlimited tap of billionaire money, who evidently feel that even this corrupt idiot has better odds than Cuomo, has come out swinging for our boy Zoran.
This election is a choice between a candidate with a blue collar and one with a silver spoon. A choice between dirty fingernails and manicured nails. This is not a city where you use idealism to state you're giving everything to everyone for free. There's no dignity in someone giving you everything for free. There's dignity in giving you a job so you can provide for your family and the opportunities that you deserve. So this is not a city of handouts. This is a city of hands up.
So let's get Zoran himself to respond to this stream of inane bullshit sloganeering with his full answer from before.
Do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism. And I think ultimately the definition for me of why I call myself a democratic socialist is the words of Dr. King decades ago. He said, call it democracy or call it democratic socialism. There must be a better distribution of wealth for all of God's children in this country. And that's what I'm focused on is dignity and taking on income inequality. And for too long, politicians have pretended that we're spectators to that crisis of affordability. We're actually actors, and we have the choice to exacerbate it, like Mayor Adams has done, or to respond to it and resolve it, like I'm planning to do.
So we've seen the competition, the oligarchs' response. We'll get to the right-wing influencers' response, certainly the most astute, calm, and reasonable of them all. But before we do that, let's have a look at how adeptly Zoran himself responds to questions about the funding behind his policies.
All right. So now, can we talk about the policy? The policy is what stood out to a lot of people. But right, I said the freezing rents on half of the apartments, free bus service, the free childcare, and the city-run grocery stores. How do you pay for that?
Let's go through it. So for the first thing, freezing the rent, that's not something that requires any fiscal output from the city. It's something that's determined by the Rent Guidelines Board, composed of 9 members. The mayor picks each of those members. They determine each year whether rents rise or whether they stay the same. The previous mayoral administration froze the rent 3 times, so this has clear historical precedent.
Love it. Went for the easy one first. Freezing a fucking rent doesn't require the government to spend anything, doofus. It's not like they have to buy freezers and store the rent in it, doofus. Next.
City-run grocery stores, I've proposed a pilot program of 1 store in each borough. These are 5 stores in total. The total cost of this is $60 million. This is less than half the cost of what the city is already set to spend on a subsidy program for corporate supermarkets that has no guarantee of cheaper prices.
It's 5 fucking supermarkets. I think the city budget can survive that. Erin, response?
Even accepting
so
Snap
you're
or
not
WIC.
looking at some like Soviet Union grocery stores on every corner that are going to be run by the government.
No.
Wait, what have you got against some sort of Soviet Union grocery stores on every corner that are run by the government? I mean, your ex-colleague had a lot to say about this.
So a long-standing feature, maybe the longest-standing feature of Cold War propaganda in the West was the Soviet grocery store. So I guess you put in 10 rubles here and you get it back when you put the cart back. So it's free, but there's an incentive to return it and not just bring it to your homeless encampment. Now, Russia is famous for its bread, which is one thing I can assess pretty well. The low-carb lifestyle has not swept Russia. Thank heaven, because look at that. It's fresh, too. Look at that. Oh, come on.
The bread. Smells so good. So good. So much like bread. Where were we? Oh, yeah. His policies.
And then it comes to making buses free and universal childcare.
Right.
These are things that cost around $700 million and let's say about $5 or $6 billion. Significant amounts of money.
Huge amounts of money.
But have to be understood in the context of a $113 billion municipal budget, a $252 billion state budget. And we put forward a plan to pay for these and more to start Trump-proofing our city through two major revenue streams. Increasing the top corporate tax rate of New York to match that of New Jersey, that raises $5 billion, and increasing income taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers who make $1 million or more a year by 2%. Both of these things, after they come to fruition, you're still paying less than you did before Trump.
Raise corporate tax rate to New Jersey levels. Sounds great. The other thing also sounds great. Now I know the billionaires are extremely pissed off about this, with one of their shitposter celebrity billionaires going public to elucidate his thoughts on the matter on Elon's porn site.
Okay, so the New York Times is saying that Mayor Adams is trying to gather business leaders to support him to say this is going to be bad. And Bill Ackman, billionaire hedge fund manager, of course you know of him, New Yorker, he said he agrees with you that the city's broken, okay, but he has a real problem with your economic policies. He said the ability for New York City to offer services for the poor and needy, let alone the average New Yorker, is entirely dependent on New York City being a business-friendly environment and a place where wealthy residents are willing to spend 183 days, the amount you need to be taxed, and assume the associated tax burden. Unfortunately, both of our...
Look, Bill Ackman is just a rich guy who doesn't want to pay more tax. That's it. His concerns are unfounded. Don't worry, the 1% ain't fleeing New York anytime soon. And yes, I've heard all the self-proclaimed economic experts' responses. Yes, I know that the 1% already pays a huge amount of the tax share in New York. For instance, in 2021, the top 1% of New York City taxpayers paid 48% of taxes, up from 40% in 2019. But do these experts ever tell you how much income the 1% controls? It's roughly 44% of all income. And even more importantly than that, do they ever tell you how much of a share of the total income the 1% owned during the golden age of capitalism, i.e. the post-war era? 12%. 12 fucking percent. And that remained the case for 3 fucking decades during, again, the golden age of capitalism. So yeah, I think with 44% of the income share now, I think they can endure Zoran's 2% tax increase. But before I go, I think I promised to cover the right-wing influence fears response to the progressives' victory, which as always exceeded expectations. With Laura Loomer posting on X that there will be another 9/11 in New York City under Mamdani's leadership. Very classy, as always, Laura. We see Muslim, we call him terrorist, is Laura's level. New York City Councilwoman Vicky Palladino, sounds Italian, described him as a known jihadist terrorist and communist in a radio interview calling for his what else deportation. Stephen Miller, Grand Lord of Malice, claimed that this is the clearest warning yet of what happens to society when it fails to control migration. Donald Trump Jr. amplified a post reading, I'm old enough to remember when New Yorkers endured 9/11 instead of voting for it. My dude, he campaigned on free buses, not fucking 9/11. And then, of course, the most loquacious of the bunch, Marjorie Taylor Greene, always with a subtle touch, posted an AI-generated image of the Statue of Liberty draped in a burqa. So it seems to me the Muslim thing is very upsetting to them, almost like catnip. They don't want to talk about being pro ultra low corporate taxes because unfortunately their audience ain't corporations. So instead, they're going to go all in on the Muslim thing. I call this the Sadiq Khan phenomenon. The 3 times mayor of London, who, if you listen to right-wing influencers talk about him, you'd think he has already implemented communist rule over London. Whereas in reality, this fucking guy endorsed Bloomberg in the 2020 Democratic primaries. Fucking Bloomberg. Oh, the communism, it's too much. What I'm getting at is that this is fear-mongering of the lowest level, and I hope people can rise above it because the billionaires are about to spend an ungodly amount of money on any defamatory propaganda, however low. They'll call him Bin Laden's nephew if they have to, provided it does the trick. But let us not despair. This was a victory after all. Understanding the difficulties ahead should not make you feel powerless. It should make you feel powerful because there wouldn't be any difficulties ahead if you weren't getting somewhere. So with a positive note, I bow out to Zohran Mamdani, aka Mr. Cardamom.
Bow down for you. Hit the ground for you. Make a sign for you. Give a crown to you. Bow down for you. Hit the ground for you. Make a sign for you. Let go.
Go ahead, make a rap for your nanny.
It's a rap.
Get the guap, spin the rack on your nanny.
Spin the rack.
Come through, give a dab to your nanny. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your nanny. Go ahead, make a rap for your nanny.
It's a rap.
Get the guap, spin the rack on your nanny.
Spin the rack.
Come through, give a dab to your nanny. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your nanny.
I know